Young people say no more mixture. Mixture is dangerous because it mocks the holiness of God while pretending to honor him. It also blinds you from the truth of your true spiritual condition. We see a form of it in the church of Laodicea. The Lord addresses them in Revelation 3 verses 15 through 16 saying, I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. I could wish you were cold or hot. So then because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will vomit you out of my mouth. The word vomit in the original Greek is emio. It literally means to regurgitate or expel violently because of sickness or disgust. But here is the revelation of the text. When Jesus speaks of being or cold, he's not saying that I'd rather you be with me than halfway in. No, in context, he used their water system as a picture of their spiritual life. Laodicea was a wealthy city, but it had a poor water supply. Archaeologists and historians note that its water came through what is called an aqueduct, which is a man-made channel or bridge designed to transport water from one place to the other. It would often be delayed, and by the time it reached the city, it was neither cold nor hot. In fact, it would make you gag because it was contaminated with dust and debris and bacteria. The water could be mixed with animal or human waste. Unlike the hot springs at Hierapolis, a nearby city whose waters were naturally heated by the earth and could be used for bathing and therapeutic purposes, or the cold mountain streams at Colossae further down the valley, which provided fresh drinking water, and Thea's water arrived lukewarm, contaminated, and unusable. Now here's the revelation of the temperature. Being cold symbolizes faith flowing in Christ that produces purity and consistency in your walk with God, which also refreshes and gives life to those around you. Hot faith, a life set on fire by God's presence. It's transformative and contagious. In middle school science, you learned about something called conduction, which happens when heat is transferred by direct contact. So if you put a pot on a stove, it becomes hot and everything else inside of it. When you are in direct contact with the presence of God, his word and prayer and worship, you keep the fire inside you burning. But lukewarm faith, the kind Jesus condemned in the church of Laodicea, represented a faith that is stagnant and compromised. It could not refresh, it could not heal, it could not comfort others or bring transformation. Therefore, it was ineffective. The Laodiceans were rich and successful, known for their black wool clothing and their famous eye ointment sold across the Roman world. Yet Jesus said in Revelation chapter 3 verse 17, you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. Why? Because they trusted in their wealth more than they trusted God. They didn't outright reject Jesus, but they diluted their devotion to him. But here we see a pattern. When Jesus addresses the churches in Revelation, he addresses one specific condition beginning the same way. He says, I know your works. And here is where it lands for the church today. The Lord is saying, I see your labor. I see your zeal. I see the reputation you carry for being alive and for being spiritual. But I also see the mixture. And that is what I have against you. During worship, mixture sings and raises hands, but secretly consults other voices. Mixture prays to God, but also has crystals nearby. It doesn't say come as you are and let God clean you from the inside out. No, mixture says that you can come, sit in, and still live in your truth. You can seek Yahweh and the dead. You can depend on God and your ancestors. You can pray to God and still ask the universe for a house, a spouse, car, and opportunities. It normalizes sinful behavior and numbs people to godly conviction, teaching them that partial obedience is acceptable. But young people, God has never accepted divided worship. He makes it clear in Exodus chapter 20 and 3 by saying, you shall have no other gods before me. And again in Exodus chapter 34 verse 14, he warns, for you shall worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Jesus says in Matthew 6:24, no one can serve two Either you will hate one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and you will despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon. And this is the kind of generation that Josiah inherited, one that thought God was fine with their divided hearts. But Josiah was born to break the pattern, and so are you. Young people say, I'm a pattern breaker. Jesus forever.